For those who thought the Denver road course last week was an equalizer race, you haven't seen anything yet. This is the true equalizer of the 1UP Nitro National Series playoffs. We're at Talladega Superspeedway for race number 21 of the 1UP Nitro National Series season. And for 47 laps, these drivers will grace the high banks of Talladega, racing 3 and 4 wide at times, hoping to avoid the big one which lurks around every corner. Alongside me in the booth for today's race is Duke Ansack, and unlike the truck race we had yesterday, this one's got a little strategy involved. You've got a pit stop to make here, so you're not going to be able to hold it flat to the floor the entire time. You're going to have to think about who you want to pit with, and you want to pit with preferably as big a group as you can so you can get caught right back up when you exit.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The main thing is going to be pitting with the biggest group you can, and not being the second group to pit. I think that there's a big disadvantage to being the second group to pit because you're going to have to be dealing with the people coming out of the pit lane. But that's just going to be one part of this race. You know, you're also going to have to try to be up front for a majority of the day, try to get to the bottom lane. That's going to be dominant. You're going to want to avoid some crashes, possibly. The place known for a lot of crashes here at Talladega. And of course, for the people that are involved in the playoffs, you're really going to have to focus on trying to salvage some points today. You know, you can't come out of here not getting any points. So, because that could really hinder your chances in the rest of the season. So a lot of things to focus on today, a lot of things to watch for, but it's going to be a great race, and I am excited to watch it.
Looking now at the starting lineup, which was set by owners' points due to qualifying being washed out yesterday. So we have 11 of the 12 playoff drivers starting in the top 12, and they're led by points leader Patrick Smith, who inherits pole position. Alex Vijet-Barub alongside him. You got Lucian, Koger, and Corbett rounding out the top 5. Got all the heavy hitters up at the front, but you got a few at the back as well. You got part-timers back there like Zach Rogers, Justin Hutchinson, James Ellison. They're all starting in the final 2 rows. They can make some noise before this is all said and done.
Yep, I totally agree. And something interesting about all the playoff guys starting together is that if if there is a crash amongst that group of cars, they're all going to be in it. So it'll be fascinating to watch the blue spoilers in the beginning of the race to see how they separate, if they stay together or whatnot. And of course, the championship right now, the points are very, very close. The top 7 are only separated by 16 points in this championship. So anything can happen today. Anybody could end up the leader after the it's all said and done in the point standing. So this will be a good race. It will be fascinating, a dramatic few storylines to go into it. It's going to be awesome to watch, and I'm excited to see what Talladega gives us this time in the Nitro National Series.
So with that being said, we've got all 42 cars lined up on the grid, and we are ready to bring you 47 laps from Talladega. This is the 1UP Nitro National Series from Talladega Superspeedway, and the green flag moments away. Stay tuned, because the action will pass by whether you're ready for it or not. As the field rolls into the tri-oval towards the start-finish line and the Geico restart zone, Patrick Smith and Alex Vijet-Barub lead a whole score of playoff drivers over towards the line. The green flag is out, and we're underway at Talladega. Keon Daly gets pushed way wide on the start. He's going to be in the top group as we go into turn 1, but Alex Vijet-Barub gets the stronger start of the two, just as it was in the truck race yesterday. He's got Adam Koger to push him out to an early lead.
Yeah, this is interesting to see. Maybe that outside lane really could get some momentum out of the corner, but they're not packed up as much as they are on the bottom lane. Man, do they come flying out of that corner. You can see every single car in this one picture. A beautiful sight down the back straightaway here at Talladega. And now we'll see who's going to get the lead and keep it through turns 3 and 4. The 3 cars staying strong on the outside, but it's just not going to be enough. You don't have the shorter distance of the track out there, so they're going to be side by side still all the way down this front straightaway, and the 19 goes to the top. Man, oh man, this is an interesting battle for the lead, but it looks like the 04 is going to lead the first lap.
Patrick Smith earns himself a valuable bonus point at this stage. That's another benefit of starting up at the front of the field. You can get that point early, and no one can take it away from you once you get it. So it's Patrick Smith out in the lead right now. Joshua Michaels makes a dive under the 04 for second. Actually, that's for the race lead, as Sam Donotto looks to push the 18 out with help from Cody Goforth. 4 Toyotas lined up on the bottom of the racetrack, actually 5. with Ricky Freeman Jr. in the middle.
Wow, this is a really interesting dynamic we have here. That outside lane is a lot slower than we saw yesterday. And Sam Denoto going to the bottom now in that 00 car, and he's going to make a big move and possibly take the lead at the line. We'll see. Did he get it? And nope, he didn't get it by a 1/100th of a second. So the 18 gets a valuable lap lead point right there, but it's not going to last because we got more people on the bottom starting to push by.
And Sam Denoto, he's looking to help this 00 team out in the Owners' Championship. As Nikki Martinez, well, she just wants to win a race. As Ricky Freeman Jr. pushes her along, we've got 3 wide, several rows deep for position. Denoto and Michaels continue to battle side by side off of turn 4. Already, we've got a higher average speed in this race than we saw in the entirety of the truck race yesterday.
Yeah, these cars really are flying around this place right now, and that's just only helping the fact that the bottom lane is the preferred place to be because you're not really having to let off down there more than you are on the outside lane. The way it works is that typically on the bottom of this racetrack, you'll have to let off the throttle a little bit more to keep that thing down there throughout the corner. However, or which would give the outside lane an advantage. However, today, we've got a situation where they're both able to stay in it all the way around, so advantage to the bottom. It's a significantly faster way around the track because it's a shorter distance around the track, so that's where you want to be here today at Talladega.
Still side by side through 3 and 4. Will it be Denoto? Will it be Michaels? It'll be Joshua Michaels by an even slimmer margin than before. It's down to a statistical tie at this point in time. Imagine if that was the finish of this race. We'd have to go all the way back to a count back to decide the outcome there. But now Sam Denoto has help from Chris Lattimore in the 87. He's had some wretched luck this season. Can he turn it around here at Talladega? Lattimore trying to get Motor Dash Racing their first career win, and I'm surprised it's taken us this long to still be in the conversation of Motor Dash Racing, still looking for their first win. We almost had it at Las Vegas with Rashi Mahendra until he was cruelly denied on the final lap. Oh. But Lattimore now under Sam Denoto, and it looks like he'll take the lead through 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's probably going to be able to get it here, like you said. Except he just lost his help to the middle lane. The 92 on the way, though, to give a little bit of a push here to the 87. Definitely going to put Lattimore out front. So far, clear on both sides for that 87 car. And, man, snarling back at cars back there. People switching lanes pretty often early in this race. It's a little bit surprising to see so much action and chaos going back and forth. That's how crashes happen. But we'll see if they're able to hold on to it. And, of course, we are expecting a pit stop in today's race. So whether it comes under caution or under the green flag will kind of change the dynamic of this thing. If it comes under the green flag, there's a lot of different things. We'll talk about it when we get there. But if it happens under caution because of crashes, it won't be as big of a deal. So right now, Lattimore continues to lead the race with the outside lane maybe starting to form up a little bit of third lane out there. There's plenty of people farther behind. But it's just not quite fast enough to stay up to the front.
Lattimore continues to lead with a big gap, as big a gap as you can hope for, over Dylan Young and Sam Denoto as they barrel their way through turns 3 and 4. Lattimore now with a decent-sized lead, but Dylan Young is right on his back bumper, but he gets pushed high by A.J. Jones in the 86. So Jones trying to get the lead of this race, but Lattimore leads him at the line. 87 leading 86 across the line.
And I see Mahendra coming up through the field right here. Maybe looking for a little bit of vengeance and possibly able to help a teammate up there.
And there's another teammate behind him in Nathan Meyer in the 5.
Oh, boy. So 3 teammates coming towards the front right now. That could be dangerous news for the rest of the field if they all start working together. However, it is Talladega, so you never know. There goes the 87 to drop down.
Something's amiss with the 87. Something's amiss with this 87 car. And Lattimore, he gets almost squeezed and he's headed for pit road. Disaster in the opening stages for Chris Lattimore. The bad luck continues for Chris Lattimore. His season has just not gone the way he had hoped, and it continues here today. It appears to be a minor issue on that 87, but regardless, that will take him out of the mix for victory here at Talladega.
Boy, what a shocking moment right there for the whole field to to have the leader just dropped on off the track right there at such a high rate of speed. In fact, he was flying coming into pit road. That was just a crazy moment right there. 2 right side tires on the pit stop. So must have been a tire going down, maybe a loose wheel. You never want to have a loose wheel at the beginning of the race. That is just a tough thing, a very avoidable situation right there for Chris Lattimore. If that was the case, of course, a tire going down, plenty of stuff on this track just all the time. So you might have something that punctures that wheel regardless. That is a tough break for the 87 team. And we'll see where they file into this thing. If they can catch a quick yellow, they might be okay. But right now, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, and you see Lattimore at the bottom of your screen. There he is exiting the pits. He will come out ahead of the pack, but they will catch him at a rate of knots. Maybe his teammates will try and let him in. Speaking of his teammates, here comes the 5 of Nathan Meyer trying to take the lead. This has been probably the weakest Motor Dash car this season. Been in go home qualifying for much of the season. But Nathan Meyer trying to do what he can to try and get his first career win. He gets around A.J. Jones into the tri-oval, and Nathan Meyer takes the lead at Talladega with his teammate looming up ahead.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting situation. We saw that 87 car leading the race earlier, so he'll definitely be able to catch up to speed once they catch him, and there's a big push. Oh, he's going all the way to the top, so he's going to let his teammate through there. Probably a good call as far as the team goes, and he's going to be able to be right up with these guys. So a lap down now, not fighting for the lead, but he is going to be 1 lap down right up front.
And who knows, if he catches a quick yellow and gets ahead of the leader, he could be back in contention, but we still have plenty of racing left in this race, as the whole field shuffles around behind the 87, but smooth sailing so far for Nathan Meyer, who's out in the lead, and look at the cars he's got behind him. Zach Rogers and Justin Hutchinson, they're both in the top 5, and they started in the final 2 rows.
Wow, yeah, that's just an incredible run. That's the thing about Talladega. It does not matter where you start in this race. You can finish up front if you got the right run, if you got the right car. We see the fastest lap right there from number 5, our leader, as well. So fastest lap, leading the race, leading laps out there. It's a good time to be driving that number 5 car right now, but you got some pressure from the 02. The 87 is back there, probably going to help you, but everybody else is going to be a dogfight to the end of this race, and of course still got that pit stop.
Entering lap number 13 across the line, this is the most laps Nathan Meyer has ever led in a 1UP Nitro National Series race, so he's going to savor this moment. Hopefully he can be leading by the end of lap 47, but time will tell. I honestly think this 5 car might be the best car in the field right now. He's been able to hold off challenges for the lead and keep the lead when no one else has been able to so far.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and that's the thing that you kind of watch for during the first half of the race here at Talladega or any super speedway is you want to see who's able to get up there, stay up there for a little while, and then if they do fall back, who's able to come back towards the front. So definitely the 5 car right now checking all those boxes. In fact, stringing these guys out single file, which is not something you see often in any of our series here, but right now the 5 car just fast enough to kind of drag everybody away from the pack and lead this thing. So dominating right now, controlling the field. It's exactly what you need to do. But somebody else that's kind of up front, and now he's making a move on the bottom lane, is Sam Donotto. He has been up front before in this race. He fell back a little bit, and now he's on his way back up to the front. That 00 car, 3rd on the bottom lane. That's somebody else to watch out for. Maybe he can put a challenge to this number 5 car.
And remember, the guys who Meyer is racing with, he's not used to racing with, especially considering he has 2 Truck Series drivers behind him, Robert Weaver and Zach Rogers. So he's definitely not used to racing those guys, but he's leading the charge right now at Talladega as we approach the 1/3 distance mark. Nathan Meyer continues to lead this race, with Robert Weaver now in 2nd, but here comes Sam Donotto, like you said. He's got a fast car as well, and he's making a move for 2nd.
Yeah, Sam Donotto right there. So now he's in the prime position to make a big challenge for the lead here, possibly. He's going to get a huge draft through the corner. He's going to have a ton of momentum coming out of the corner. He's going to be able to choose either the right or the left to go to here. If he gets close enough. It looks like he's not going to get close enough this time to that number 5 who's leading the way so brilliantly at this moment. So, yeah, just going to stick on behind him right there. We'll see what happens down the back straightaway. But these two pushing each other is starting to build a little bit of a gap to everybody behind. Not exactly what you want to do. You allow a big run like that from the 04, who started on the pole today. Of course, it was set by owner's points, but he's coming back to the front here in that Monster Energy Dodge. And now he's going to make a move over Sam Denoto, trying to go second place.
And he's got Robert Weaver pushing. That is Patrick Smith in that 04. He is the points leader, and boy, could he use a good day to pad his points lead even more. But he's one man away from leading this race, and that man is Nathan Meyer, who has led this race, led the most laps so far today. He's doing a phenomenal job, but I think his run at the front might be coming to an end here, because Patrick Smith, with help from Robert Weaver, pushing past this 5 car. Finally, Nathan Meyer has been dethroned.
Yeah, man, oh man, did he have a great run out front, though, and I expect him to come back to the front in very short succession after this happens. So, great run from that 5 car, and he's definitely going to be a part of this race for the rest of it. Him, Sam Denoto, and Patrick Smith right now are the top contenders, I'd say, to possibly get a win, but you have to make a good pit stop later in this race. You have to avoid crashes for the rest of the race. It's not over yet at all, and here comes the 19 on the bottom. It's Autumn Koger, and they're going 3 wide, going to cross the line 3 wide for the lead. Patrick Smith gets it on the outside, but man, oh man, this is intense racing up front.
Autumn Koger to lead. She's pretty good at super speedways as well. Keon Daly giving her a push. And behind Daly is Koger's teammate, Ricky Freeman Jr. He wants to get around that 52 to make it a Finish Line Motorsports 1-2 in the front. Their other teammate, the part-time car, Justin Hutchinson, running a bit further back in the pack. But their 2 full-time cars are going to give it a good go at it, with Keon Daly helping them as well. These 3 are single file, and they've brought Tyler Ferris with them, the rookie, in the 55, who's yet to get a top 10 this season. So Ferris hanging onto the back of this 4-car train, and there he is, Tyler Ferris, P4 at the end of lap 18.
Boy, and we know that 55 car is strong on super speedways. Tyler Ferris unproven so far, but right now running in 4th place, really great run. And yeah, this is a great day for Ferris and that whole crew. Sitting in 4th place, you got to try to maintain, keep it up there, and now we got the 91 going to the bottom of Keon Daly for 2nd place.
Like I said, trying to make it a Finish Line Motorsports 1-2 at the front, and now he has succeeded. Koger leads the way, Freeman running 2nd, then you got 2 Toyotas, 2 Chevrolets, 3 Chevrolets, 3 wide now for 5th.
Yeah, so those Chevys back there, they're going to be 3 wide. I'm not sure if that's the right move right there for them. The manufacturer teammates probably want to work together in this race, but they're starting to fall back. We got people on the outside lane falling back in this race. We have yet to see any of those 3 guys that we were talking about earlier in this race to come back to the front. So maybe those cars not quite as strong as they were when they were up front while they're in the back of the pack. And now we've got a moment that's going to be 3 wide for the lead with Hall coming down on the bottom. And then the 91 on the outside now because he was in the middle, and they both passed the 91 of Autumn Koger. And now the 66 goes to the bottom. So we're 3 wide yet again, and they're almost made some contact there. Man, oh man, you got to be careful. Leading the way here, 3 cars that are all trying to wreck, sliding around this track. Just an incredible battle right now on lap 21 here at Talladega.
Ricky Freeman Jr., with help from Autumn Koger, did lead that last lap, but it's Kyle Corbett, last week's winner at Denver Road Course. It's Kyle Corbett, last week's winner, who is leading this race right now with help from Glenn Mixon. He's going to be joining Finish Line Motorsports next year, but he wants a win with his current group, Jeff Bolton Racing, to make something happen of it. And right now, there's only one person in between Mixon and the lead. That's Kyle Corbett. And now Mixon has A.J. Jones ready to push. And Kian Rivers behind them as well in the 54. So a lot of action at the front with some new faces. But we got an old face making his way back to the front. And it's that black and green number 5 of Nathan Meyer. 6 car on the bottom.
Yeah, Nathan Meyer starting to move back towards the front. He's pushing Alex Verjet-Barube right now in that bottom lane. So that's a good combination of cars right there. A couple of doozies, quick cars all season, those two. And, you got this situation right here where, you got Nathan Meyer coming back to the front. And if he were to get to the lead, he'll probably be able to stay out there for a while. So all these people around him know that. They're going to want to try to get in front of him and stay in front of him for as long as they can. Nobody's going to be helping that 5 car get to the front because they know they're not going to be able to beat him once he gets there. So you got to stay ahead of him if you want to have a shot at leading this race for an extended period of time. Speaking of leading for an extended period of time. Kyle Corbett is doing a great job right now leading the way. It's kind of, we've been watching Nathan Meyer come back up through the pack, but Kyle Corbett is having a great time out front. He's blocking everybody. He's staying ahead. And here he's going to possibly, as I say that, he's not going to be able to block the 3 car from going to the lead. So now Alex Vergepperube, it's sole responsibility for the 3 car to try to block that 5. Will he do it? He goes to the top, lets him through. Bad move right there, but he's going to let Nathan Meyer come through. He's not even going to end up leading a lap here, I don't think, because that 5 is so strong. Oh, maybe, it's close. I think the 5 got him.
And he did.
Yeah, he did. So that's his point stolen from Alex Vergepperube so far in this race. That 3 has not led any laps, I don't believe. So tough break as far as playoffs go. You're going to have to get to the bottom and try again. And Nathan Meyer back out front. Probably going to be tough to pass.
And a special shout out as well to that white car in the middle, James Ellison. He started last in this race, and he's now running in the top 5 in that Crossroads Racing part-time entry in the Nitro National Series. This is the closest he's ever been to the lead, as Meyer immediately gets shoved up to the top of the racetrack to make way for Cody Goforth in the 01. Goforth trying to lead for the first time today, but it looks like Nathan Meyer's going to get him at the line too, just as he did with Alex Vergepperube earlier.
Yeah, 5 car is the point stealer today right now. Just able to dominate on the straightaway. It's incredible how fast that car is all the way around this place, even without any help. But, that Cody Goforth went to the bottom there and just showed no mercy to Nathan Meyer. However, Nathan Meyer is going to drive by him on the outside lane. Neither of them had any help, and that is just an incredible situation for the 5 car. To drive by him on the outside lane. We have not seen that in either series, in either race so far this weekend. And don't look now, but that 57 car has been strong in the super speedways this year, coming up to the front. We've also got the 3 car or the 8 car on the bottom of Elijah Ironhouse back there a little bit. He's always strong on the super speedways. And then the 56 car as well down there. Nicky Martinez involved in this. So this thing got a lot of players up front in this race right now, and we're approaching the situation where we might have some green flag pit stops soon. Who's going to go when, and how's it all going to work out? There's a lot of questions to be answered for the rest of this race.
I was about to mention, when were we going to see Elijah Ironhouse come into play? He always comes into play at the super speedways. He's got 2 career wins, and they've both come on the super speedways. Elijah Ironhouse, he's made his way up into the top 5 now. He might get put into the middle by Sam Donato. No, he actually stays to the bottom with help from Donato and Nicky Martinez, but it's Nathan Meyer out in the lead right now. He's far and away led the most laps of this race, and he's looking very strongly to get his first career win, and the first for Motor Dash Racing as well.
Yeah, and there goes Elijah Ironhouse down to the bottom lane, side by side for second place. However, that outside lane is the one with the help with Sam Donato out there, and Nathan Meyer leading the way. So now we're back. We've got some of these players that have been falling back, coming back to the front. Some of the strong cars in the race. Sam Donato is back up front a little bit. We've got Nathan Meyer obviously leading the race, and now Elijah Ironhouse involved in it. So we'll see what he has to say about us talking about people that aren't him. Being able to win this race with the strongest cars. I have a feeling he's going to have something to say about that after this race is said and done with. Maybe when he's sitting in victory lane, who knows how this race will play out. So right now, Keon Daly is coming back to the front as well. So that's somebody you want to watch out for. And Elijah Ironhouse goes to the bottom. Going to totally shuffle Nathan Meyer to the top lane with no help. A great move, and put the 8 car up front here at Talladega.
Yeah, and Elijah Ironhouse is always a threat at the big super speedways, and he has come to play today. Coming through the tri-oval, Elijah Ironhouse the lead, lap 28. We are at 19 laps to go from Talladega. Ironhouse in the lead. Eric Monaco now in second, and look at how far back Nathan Meyer is falling. He's gonna need. He might get picked up by David Wells in the 56 in a moment, but he needs to find a way back to the bottom, and soon, because there's a lot of hungry challengers up ahead, like Autumn Koger, Joshua Michaels, and Justin Hutchinson, all working together to try and push that 8 car out to the lead.
Yeah, and Elijah Ironhouse, a big disappointment to not make the playoffs this year. Really close, just below that cut line at the end of the regular season, but didn't make the playoffs, so that was a bit disappointing for that team. And of course, they're here to prove themselves in the field today. Of course, he goes to the top lane there and lets the playoff driver through probably to the lead here down the back straightaway or even earlier. But yeah, that 8 car, he's got something to prove today, so they're going to put up a good show, put up a good fight, try to win the race. Meanwhile, we've now got the 18 out front, and we're getting to the point where you want to get to the bottom lane, not only because that's fast lane around the track, but you can't pit if you're not on the bottom lane, so you really are going to have to be down there. You don't want to get caught out, not being able to pit when your crew chief calls you in, so you really got to get to the bottom here and quick so that you have the opportunity to pull into the pits whenever you're called.
I fully expect to see some green flag pit stops in about 7 to 9 laps from now. So, you do want to start getting to the bottom, but if you're on the top groove, you have a little bit of time left to make your way back, as Michaels leads Hutchinson, Lucian, and Logan Williams, we mentioned his name for the first time today. He's in the 4th Motor Dash Racing car, and now he's going to try and follow Alexa Lucian to the bottom, who's going to go 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, 3 wide for the lead. Like you said, this is an incredible battle. We've seen this a few times where you get the person in second in line, they go for the move, and then the person third in line is like, hey, I've got a big run too. Let's take this all the way. And now Alexa Lucian is going to go for the lead here and possibly lead the lap. There it is. So an extra bonus point for the 50 car. Put it on the board right there. Great run, great move down the back straightaway. And you know, it's a little bit surprising to me that there aren't any teams or manufacturers right now saying, hey, let's pit now, because if you get that caution after you pit, you're going to go straight to the front on the restart. And track position on the restart is possibly more important than the normal start of the race, or even while you're racing, because it's a single file restart. You get pretty spread out to start the race on a restart, and we're getting to the point where a restart could come with just a few laps to go. You want to be up front. I would say pit now with a group of cars if you can assemble them, and then possibly benefit from a caution happening. We'll see if anybody takes that strategy today, or if they all pit at the same time. I hope somebody does choose that strategy just to make it a little bit interesting. But of course, I'm up here and not down there for a reason.
And while you were talking, Zachary DeLello takes the lead. He needs something big to happen, and he got that. He gets a bonus point for leading that lap, but he gets pushed up to the top right away by Zane Grayson in the 99 and our new race leader, Ryan Caggiano, the defending champion, making his one and only trip to Talladega in his career. Boy, would he love to leave this place a winner and put himself back in the championship conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So it would be great to get a win here at Talladega. What a special place it is. This track is so famous, a lot of history here. Just motorsport. It's a place you look at it, and there's no other purpose this venue could serve other than just awesome stock car racing, like we see right here down the back straightaway. Just a beautiful sight to see all the cars under a blanket with the ability to have a shot at the win. Just a sanctuary of speed we have at Talladega. It's a great place, and everybody wants to win here. As you can see, so desperately everybody trying to win this race and have a shot at it at the end. And right now the 81's leading the way. So not only would a win be special for all those reasons I've just mentioned, but the points that are involved with it as well get you back in the hunt, definitely to be a total contender after this race if you were to win it. So a great situation all around for these guys who are trying to win this race.
Right now it is Caggiano out in front, Corbett and Freeman now side by side for the runner-up spot. Austin Holloman and Kasim Adnan side by side for 4th. Patrick Smith, he's back in the hunt as well. He's now back up into the 6th position. He's working on Holloman for that. As the field roars out of turn 4 in front of the roaring grandstands, as Ryan Caggiano powers through the trial to complete lap 35 in the lead.
Yeah, everybody loves it here at Talladega. There is not a seat empty in this whole house. And you know, if people come to Talladega, you buy a seat to get into the race, but nobody
don't use it.
Yeah, they're standing up out there. Seats never been used here at Talladega. It's incredible. I'm on my feet watching this race. It's just an amazing sight to behold here at Talladega. We got to move for the lead. It's that one car, the Dodge on the bottom, with help from a manufacturer teammate behind.
Yeah, Kasim Adnan takes the lead after hiding in the wings for much of the day. He's got help from Patrick Smith, who gets moved to the middle by Zach Rogers, and David Byers in that 27. He's pretty good at this style of racing as well. He got a top 5 at Las Vegas. Very possible for that 27 to score a big win, the young Briton, David Byers. But as things run right now, Kasim Adnan leads the way, the young Syrian rookie, ahead of Zach Rogers and Ryan Caggiano. The entire field barreling down the back straightaway, coming to 10 laps to go this time. Could Adnan become our next first-time winner this season?
Yeah, Adnan is really having a great run right now, and behind him in that 0-2, also looking really good in this race right now, the 0-2. I haven't seen any, like Sam Donotto hasn't really come back up to the front. Nathan Myers still, I can see, stuck in the middle lane, pretty far back in this pack, and Elijah Ironhouse also nowhere to be found. So some people, Kyle Corbett, however, is up front a little bit. He's the second one on the outside lane right there. So we'll see how this all plays out. Man, you're just expecting those pit stops to come pretty soon here. Could be any lap, and you have to be on the bottom, so you're watching all these guys down low. See now the 0-2 has just gotten blocked out of possibly making a pit stop this lap. We'll see what happens as they come off turn 4. We'll see. Looks like people might.
No, not quite.
No,
They're just prolonging the inevitable. They don't want to be the one to pit first, because if you get caught out by a yellow at the wrong time, you'll be trapped a lap down for the rest of the race. It's a very big balancing act you got to perform here at Talladega, because you don't want to pit too early and risk losing the lead and lose the lead lap, but you also don't want to risk running out of fuel. So it's a very big balancing act here at Talladega, as Goforth now goes for second on Byers.
Yeah, we are in the zone of possibly taking 2 tires here. I know that you want to be with
if you even need tires.
Yeah. So I mean, this is going to be a really fascinating situation. Once we get some pit stops right here, a bunch of people coming in.
It's just Autumn.
One person coming in.
It's just Autumn Koger who makes her pit stop.
No.
That's the one driver making a pit stop, and that has split up the pack in a big way. Kasim Adnan leads this group of cars, and then you got a few stragglers single file, and then another big pack with 8 laps to go from Talladega. Koger, the first one to pit.
Boy, a bunch of people had to slow down behind Autumn Koger as she came into the pit lane, and that was a bad thing, because now all these people behind, they're going to be they're going to have more time to have to make up coming into the pits. So we'll see what happens here. If everybody decides to pit right now, or if nobody decides
certainly
to pit
can't.
right now.
Weaver certainly can't. Here come a few more though.
Oh, look
Hayes
out.
Green comes in. Tyler Ferris, Zach Rogers, they all come in the pit. But a few more stay out, including the race leader, Kasim Adnan. It's a 6-car breakaway at the front, 7 laps to go.
Yeah, I don't know about some of those guys back there. They really should have pitted with that group. They're not going to have much of a draft here. You want to be able to try to maximize the amount of time you spend in the draft throughout this pit cycle. And a lot of these people back there, not really in much of a draft. They're farther back. I mean, you got a 3-car draft back there. You got a big line of cars right there, but they're not tucked up. So we'll see what happens here. Kasim Adnan is not going to be able to pit unless he pits from the outside lane. It's going to be dangerous.
And Goforth is in the same boat here. Weaver now pits with Martinez, Alvarez. Adnan continues on the racetrack with Cody Goforth and Kenneth Grant. Those are the only 3 cars left to pit in the cycle. Goforth slowing on the front straightaway.
So it's Goforth maybe having some fuel issues. We'll see.
We're just hearing he hit the reserve switch as he crossed the line. So he's got one more lap to try and make it into the pits. This time, he shouldn't have any issues with that, because he's got plenty of space to make his move without any issue. But here comes Adnan trying to split the difference between Koger and Meyer. This can be big. And they make contact into the wall. Goes Koger and Adnan in our first major accident in Talladega history for the one-up racing divisions. And that will surely be a caution flag. And it is. Caution flag waves for the first time here at Talladega.
So now you've got a very interesting situation. A bunch of people probably a lap down because of Adnan. A couple of people who are going to be close on fuel as they come around to roll this. And there's so few laps left. I mean, This is absolutely incredible right here. Look at these guys all bunched up on the bottom lane.
And there is your race leader, Kenneth Grant, who has not pit yet. Oh, and he hits Zane Grayson as Grayson tries to slow down. Grant was slowing more than Grayson anticipated.
Into the field.
And the 99 goes spiraling into the field. And John McFadden involved as well.
Oh my gosh, this is just absolutely insane. There's craziness as everybody's slowing down for the pit stop, letting people by and not letting people by, and then not getting out of the way. This is, I don't even know what to say. There's more crashing with the pace car involved. It's just wild right now.
So the caution flag is out. That much we are certain of, with Kenneth Grant in the race lead. Cody Goforth is running second. They will both pit this time, as will Kasim and Nan. And probably Terzic in the 57. Those are the only cars who have not pit yet.
Wow.
And that should give the lead of this race to Robert Weaver in the 72. And my question is, with oh gosh, we're coming to 4 laps to go. Will this race restart at all?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I mean, so you get your pit stop cycle here, right? So then you go another lap, depending on how long they can, or how quickly they can get this track figured out and cleaned up. These guys are all going so slow, they're sliding down the track.
Yeah, they're only going about 40, and I think what they're waiting for is for Cody Goforth to pit so they can safely pass and rejoin the safety car queue. And Goforth he has to be out of gas right now. He is he's holding up everybody behind him, as is Kasim and Nan. Autumn Koger with a lot of damage. Patrick Smith's going to try and split the difference. He's going to make up some ground because the guys he's passing are all a lap down. This has thrown this race into complete chaos in the final few laps, and we still don't know if we're going to get a complete race. And Holloman makes an incredible save.
Watch out, guys! Watch out!
And Alvarez into the grass. An incredible save by both those guys to avoid the slow cars ahead. This is the safety car queue with Robert Weaver at the head of the train, Martinez in second.
Boy, oh boy, and we've, notice how, I mean, these are leaders right now. There's nobody behind, but none of them are wearing the blue spoilers. So this could be a big points situation that we see. Now we have the 04 coming up through the field here. All right, so now we're starting to have some of this field catch up.
Yeah, and the only other playoff car I can see besides Patrick Smith is Dylan Young in the 92, back in the 9th position. So this could shake up the points in a real big way. As you see, Alex Verget-Barub, he must have been damaged in that stack-up earlier under the caution. He's pitted for repairs and come back out. He'll stay on the lead lap, but a lot of drivers with some great days going not so lucky, including Nathan Meyer. He had such a strong day, he's trapped a lap down. You have, Zachary DeLello, I think, is trapped a lap down as well. You hate to see a caution in the middle of a green flag cycle, especially at a place like Talladega, because you just know it's going to split the field up in a way that provides a detriment to the racing action.
Boy, well, it wasn't even, I mean, everybody wanted to pit the lap before, but they were stuck on that outside lane. They weren't able to, there were people making moves below them on the back straightaway. Nothing you could do about it, except for try to stay on that bottom, and they weren't able to. So,
and honestly,
dangerous situation.
And honestly, what I think the problem was from that incident was Kasim and Nan trying to get a bit too greedy on the racetrack. He was trying to pass the 5 on the bottom, who's coming out of the pits, and the 19 who had already pitted on the top of the racetrack, and there was just no more room. With the lights still on the pace car here, we're gonna, if they have to go out the next time by. If they do not, this race will be complete. If they do go out next time by, we'll have a 1-lap shootout to decide this race.
Oh boy, and we're gonna have all these. No, we won't, because they're not gonna line up side by side because we're so late in the race here. So it will be a shootout between these guys in the front of the pack, and it's gonna be a 1-lap shootout if we get it. So, yeah, I don't know. Take your pick. Any of these guys, probably in the top 10 here. Will have a shot at this. And you've got people with probably a little bit of damage. I'm not sure, actually, if anybody has much damage here in this group. The people who had damage pitted. But, this has been absolutely wild. It's not something you see every day that we've gotten here at Talladega. But, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Kasim and Nan definitely going 3 wide right there was not the right move. I understand it. trying to get as much time as you can. You just spend a whole lap without the draft because you're stuck on that outside lane. But you got to be a little bit more careful when you're coming into the pits, racing around slower cars who are just coming up to speed. That's dangerous, and it resulted in a terrible situation here for a lot of drivers and a crazy final moments to this race.
So we'll watch the safety car very closely here, because if the lights on it do not go out when they cross the start-finish line this time, we will have a complete race, and Robert Weaver will get his first career win under caution. However, if we do get the lights out on the safety car when it crosses the line, we'll have a one-lap dash to settle it at Talladega, and you've got a lot of hungry drivers out there looking to win. You got Robert Weaver looking for his first win, Nicky Martinez looking for her first win, Kenneth Grant looking for his first win since the very first Nitro National race ever, and then you have Patrick Smith trying to defend his points lead. A lot of hungry guys at the front, all looking to secure victory. Here's the moment of truth right now.
Yeah, so we're going to watch that safety car right there with the blinking lights. If those lights stop blinking, this race will have one more lap. They stopped, so we're going to have a one-lap dash in this thing. Oh, boy, that is exciting.
So this is going to be the hardest lap of Robert Weaver's life right here. He has got to hold off Nicky Martinez, Kenneth Grant, Patrick Smith, Santiago Alvarez, and the rest of this field to try and get his first career win. He's going to be a sitting duck on the restart, because everybody else, once they cross that start-finish line, is just going to immediately dive to the bottom of the 72 and pin him up on the top. It'll be very interesting to see how it plays out, but I fully expect that's what's going to happen. I would not count out guys like Grant, Smith, or Alvarez back there, especially if they can get hooked up together and catch the two leaders napping.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, I'm just thinking about this whole thing, and I think that the one person that this really benefits, not just the whole field being shuffled up right here, not necessarily the restart happening, but it's Patrick Smith sitting there with a points lead coming into this race, only 3 points. You led that lap in the race, so you get yourself a bonus point. And now you're sitting here, you're the highest positioned playoff driver. You just have to keep the wheels on the thing for one more lap to stay up there and get that finish, secure those points, and you're going to have quite a big lead over a lot of people in the playoffs who have gotten stuck a lap down and are stuck in the back of the pack with damage, like Alex Rajep-Barub or anybody else. So, I think that this is a big time advantage, a place where you need to make an opportunity for yourself here. Patrick Smith has a great one. However, Robert Weaver leading the race. It's like you said, going to be the lap of a lifetime here for that 72 car. Trying to win this race. We'll see what happens as they're approaching the tri-oval here, the start-finish line after the tri-oval. But, yeah, this is going to be absolutely wild. We'll take you to the finish right in a moment.
Coming to the restart zone, Robert Weaver, Nicky Martinez, Grant, Smith, Alvarez, your top 5. The green flag is back out, and we're underway. The green flag and the white flag displayed together. We've got one lap of racing to decide the race here at Talladega. And as I predicted, Martinez dives it to the bottom. That might spell the end for Robert Weaver, but she doesn't have any help back there. Grant is well behind. Maybe he can hook up with Patrick Smith here to try and make it a run, but I don't know if Martinez needs it. She's already alongside down the back straightaway for the final time.
Yeah, and Patrick Smith jumped to the bottom right there, so everybody's going to try to win this race for themselves. Patrick Smith really has a great shot at it, but Nicky Martinez right now leading the way on the bottom lane, but can the 72 hold on to it out there? We're coming through turns 3 and 4 onto the straightaway, and now Robert Weaver with a huge run on the outside lane. Something has happened to Nicky Martinez, allowing Robert Weaver to take the lead.
Through the tri-oval for the final time, Robert Weaver's held off the challenge and will take his first career Nitro National Series victory here at Talladega. Robert Weaver does it by a comfortable margin of 0.3 of a second, and Patrick Smith, like you said, he needed a good run in this final lap. He comes home second, and he will pad his points lead in a big way here at Talladega. Austin Holloman ties a career best with a 3rd place result. Justin Hutchinson 4th for that team's best finish of the season. Nicky Martinez fell to 5th at the end. We're not sure what happened to her. And the final 100 yards of this race, Dylan Young, the next highest playoff driver, in 6th. Kenneth Grant fell to 7th at the end with damage. Oh, gosh. Glenn Mixon comes home 8th ahead of Santiago Alvarez. David Wells rounds out the top 10 in a race that really did change in a moment when that caution came out. But Robert Weaver held the lead throughout, and he is the one in victory lane. But I think the driver of the race has to go to Patrick Smith, who did such a good job avoiding the carnage, and he comes out of this with a runner-up finish and a huge points lead heading towards Atlanta.
Yeah, you're right. That was a very exciting finish to this race. You know, as dramatic as it was, a lot of craziness happened, but this sure was quite the thing. And then at the end, it was Robert Weaver's race to lose with that final restart, and he went out and won it, and that was a great run. Got a little bit lucky with Nicky Martinez. It was going to be side by side or close to it, coming across the line probably, but those two. But a little bit of a problem coming out of the corner helped that 72. Secure that victory, and man, oh man, what a race it was all day. A great job by all these drivers, and yeah, it's just a great situation. Very exciting to watch. Can't wait to watch what happens next in the Nitro National Series.
So from Duke Anzac and from myself as well, we say goodbye from Talladega. We'll see you again next time in a few weeks at Atlanta Motor Speedway for race number 22 of the season. Robert Weaver is the big winner at Talladega. He's won in both the trucks and the Nitro National Series now. But boy, you got to keep an eye on Patrick Smith. He's now a clear title favorite as we head out to Atlanta next time out.